there's live.
18?
Yeah, in about 10 hours.
Okay.
It's predicted for the new JP event. It's predicted to be a lotto, if not another board game. Because they did say you can play the free quest without participating in the story. A lot of people are thinking it's lotto, but the problem is that you're gonna get a welfare. So because of that,
welfare during a lotto.
What's up? Well, that's why people are speculating that it might be a board game more than a lotto.
Fate Requiem all over again.
Because it is centered around child or like kids' workplace, like Chichen Itza, or like it's a place where kids can be like adults style.
So it's almost like Oni.
No, Oni Land wasn't for kids. It was an entertainment land. There's a Mexican. There's a Casa
Bonita, Casa Bonita.
No. Bye.
Goodbye.
What's that?
Say my name. Cadroff. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Galactic, thank you for the resub, buddy. Thank you guys to the follows I had while I was offline. We're getting started with some FGO tonight, assuming my thing is working, and indeed it is. So, hello everybody. Been a hot second since I streamed any FGO. A little bit, part of that's just, there hasn't really truly been a whole lot going on. It's just been kind of like wrapping up and stuff. I do need to finish the event. We have a new event, as Trubs was saying, probably coming out tomorrow. I technically still need to farm a little bit more here. It's just me backing out, making sure that there's not anything else here. Hello, Kaiser. How's it going? But yes, FGO is not dead. And I've told you guys before, like, I've been playing it pretty consistently. I think instead of making Blapples today, we will focus on just actually farming up as much as I can of the new material. As I mentioned before, this is the first time I've really farmed in years. And I'm more doing it out of, like, why not, rather than a absolute need. Because I don't need Erd online. It's 5 turns, right? Yep. So I can get it back. Finishing off second ordeal call right now. I don't remember if I need that for the upcoming summer event or not. If I do, I gotta get on it and get it done, but I think I will just probably do Ordeal Call 2 on my own. It's not particularly difficult. It is another gimmick singularity. I played through it with you guys on JP. You're still like halfway through it, yeah. Summer just requires Fuyuki like normal? Yeah, but then, oh right, and then it's summer. Summer is required for Ordeal Call 3. I couldn't remember what the gimmick was. I knew there was a gimmick there. Actually, didn't have to pop one of Waver's skills there, but whatever. Chad, isn't it nice when you can just obliterate a node with the full power of the sun? Feels good. More ball gathering it is then. At least on JP, yeah. We'll probably do this for the first couple of minutes. But I hope everyone's been doing good. I hope you guys had a great day. I feel like it's becoming harder and harder to find people that actually have appropriate Cs equipped. And I say this as someone that's been slacking as well on my support loadouts. Oh shit, I fucked that up. Well, actually, I should be fine. I'll just front load it. Hello, Angora. Hello, Kaiser. Acquired giant television yet. Yeah, Creamy was talking about his TV needs earlier. I have a couple of things that I want to get as well, but I just have not had the time. We've been flying by the seat of our pants, and slowly life is beginning to return back to, not normal by my considerations, but at least a sense of normalcy. As, like I said, we are kind of beginning to adapt to our schedules each. Got Doman, nice, congrats. Hello, Robo, how's it going? Perfectly done. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the new JP event will be. I think, and I think Trump's a little bit on the right track. I think it's going to be a game event that is going to try to kind of give us a little bit of stalliness, just to get us up to that anniversary, because it's really they really only need to do this one more event, and then we're kind of solid for a bit. And I expect that's what, they're just trying to get us to anniversary so that they can promote / propose whatever is next. I do anticipate they're going to talk a little bit more about the future on JP. I think they're going to kind of open up to us a little bit more and say, hey, this is our game plan moving forward. Then that will either be by revealing a part 3 or telling us how they plan to handle additional story chapters in the future. I could see either one of those things being something that the devs kind of talk about. Hello, Wood. Thank you for the 53. Appreciate it. Hope you've been well. It's going pretty good, 44th. Okay. Is my Nightbot just fucking up? Hold on, chat. There we go. I think it was just for whatever reason, defaulting back to muting every song. I don't know why it would do that. Bonk. Pretty busy month, yeah. I'm gonna be so tomorrow. Chat is date night for us like normal, but Thursday instead of streaming with you guys, since I'm gonna be streaming Friday, we're gonna be doing a dual stream with me and Nikki, and then Saturday it's gonna be basically the NA anniversary. Like, essentially, Thursday, instead of doing all that, we're going to be going to the gym instead. And it's going to be nice because I went to the gym with her and her friends this past weekend. But this time, we're going to be going just kind of by ourselves on our own, which would be nice because then I'm not beholden to like someone else's pace. I can work out how much I want to work out and where I want to work out and targeting what I want to target, which I think is a little bit the problem sometimes when you work in a group. Not as a bad thing, but it's just different than what I'm used to. Isn't the panel like later in the evening, like 7:30 p.m. Eastern? Yeah, which is perfect for me. Again, as somebody that normally streams around 7, that's not a problem, so. This was the year that JP got to roll in 2 GSSRs. Yeah, this is the year that we will get the coin fix stuff. That's honest to God the thing that I'm most excited about. Because that's going to be really, really nice to have. Actually, shouldn't have popped that, but whatever. So I'm going to be happy to have like that coin refund. I'm going to be happy to have some of the quality of life and stuff already just kind of in play so that we can easily adapt to the newer systems. Similarly, I can't wait, and I don't remember if it's here. I think it's a little bit later, but I can't wait for us to get the ability to use storm pods on any node, because that truly, like, for instance, right now on NA, I am currently in the midst of having that problem that I do not normally have. And the problem is, like, hey, there's hunting quests right now. There's an event still active and ongoing that I haven't finished, and then there's still my storm pods. So I now have 3 things I need to be doing, which is not good. I've kind of hated how they've done that in the past, where they've done the overlap with events and stuff for people that are quote-unquote already done. And I'm like, you really don't need to. Just build in a freaking dead week. It's not a problem. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Coin QL would be nice to have, yep. Is that New Year's unless they give it early? That's what I thought. I was gonna say, I didn't think it was right here, but still, the closer we creep to that one, the, like, to me, that's quote-unquote the last main major quality of life. It doesn't mean that it's not a thing, it doesn't mean that it's a problem or something like that. It's just like, for me, once we get that one, I feel like FGO is a lot more easy on like the mental load day to day, because you stop having to worry about spending your storm pods. It's a toggle that you always leave on. You need to prepare to spend 1.6 billion QP at 99. I assume that's because you're going to like grail someone, but I don't know. It's still like, for me, I still don't like having to juggle it, if that makes sense. Like, I would prefer to just have it where it's a toggle, and I can set it and forget it. Which still, to this day, I have never missed a storm pod. It's insane. But once we get to that point, once NA gets that quality of life, I never will miss a storm pod. There's no chance of it. There's already 0% chance of it happening on JP unless I just stop playing JP, which is not likely to happen. So it would literally take something like that where, like, I'd have to like trip and fall somehow in effect, and it only affected NA. And even then, it's that, at least due to like the 3-day buffer, it's usually not a big deal. The night of the long jaunt, yes. They did get double GSSR, Danny? I mean, we very well might. But yeah, it's like, that's something where never assume that we're going to get something unless it's explicitly stated. And I've told you guys that sort of thing before. Okay, that's JP done for right now. Actually, did I even get any loot? No. I got 3 more. I don't remember how much I need for Erd. I think I need a metric fuck ton. Cat, do you think we also get the 120 Sankorth compensation too? It's possible. Like I would say probably yes, but nobody should get their panties in a wad if we don't. And I'm sure there will be some people that will. They'll be like, oh, how dare they? We expected this. And it's like, I don't know. To a degree, I think NA should get it. And the reason, my logic and my reference for why we should, and why the devs probably will, okay, is that extra compensation for things like the coins fix. We can say like, oh, NA will probably get the coin fixes right here at Anniversary. We will not have to wait the extra couple of months to get it like JP did. It doesn't matter. We already waited 2 years. From the point that JP got it. And that's kind of where I'm at, is like, it's still something where this fix was, in my opinion, 2 years too late. So I don't really care. It's one of those deals of like, it should happen for us regardless. I'm not going to get like, again, I'm not going to get super upset if I don't get it. There you guys go. You guys can see I've already done the, whatchamacallits, the hunting quests. I do probably need to do storm pods, but let's actually check here, because I think today might be an Apple day. Somehow I've just fallen behind or not done stuff. I don't know. Let's see where we're at on the event shop. No coin fix would screw over plans. Oh, well, it is what it is. I just am going to say, the coin fix is already one of just the sorest topics in FGO. And I think the reason you don't see more people talking about it is because when you talk to like content creators, I'm going to be honest with you, chat, I am one of the very few people that was deeply upset by how they were handling things. I think people only started to get upset content creator wise when the 5th append came out. And it's hilarious because I predicted the 5th append before anybody else did. But I think this was where you started to see content creators get upset because they were like, oh, my perfected units are no longer perfect. It was stupid to begin with. We never should have had to perfect units. It never should have been a system that basically could like price people out in that regard. I pointed this out for years that the coin system itself was pretty genius, but the tuning of it, the adjustment of it, and the rates at which you received coins was where the problem was. The devs promised they would fix it, and then they didn't fix it. And then that's ultimately, finally, when they added the 5th append, it proved how tone deaf the devs were. But I noticed that, like, this was the point at which a bunch of the content creators began to rally around it. And I was saying, it's like, it's stupid that we even had to wait that long. It shouldn't have taken the 5th append. We should have had it before the 5th append. And that is the point where I can point at it and say, like, yes, the devs truly were tone deaf. Yes, they did deserve to get screamed at for that. But it was one of those deals to begin with where it never should have gotten to that point. So I look at that and I say, like, like, we better get it, at least from the standpoint of, and here's why I'm almost certain that we get it at Anniversary, chat. Because if they don't give it to us at anniversary, they are inviting the exact same reaction to occur again. And that's just absurd. Like, it would be incredibly stupid and, again, tone deaf of them not to give it to NA. Because you're just asking for revolt if you don't. Already mad at needing NP6. Yeah, it was just stupid. We never should have needed a 6th copy. The append system, at minimum, should have been tuned to NP5. And let's be honest, it didn't fucking work, even with it tuned to NP5. The adjustments make it where it's like, oh, do you want a 120 in your unit? You only need the 1 copy. And that's nice. That is absolutely fantastic. I think perfecting a unit, I think there's some arguments to be made about whether or not you even should need to perfect a unit. But again, I do agree that the coin allotment should be tuned to NP5, then in that case, not NP6 or higher. This is just stupid. We never should have stood for this. This was a cash grab, plain and simple, and it's one of the biggest things that I have always just harped on the devs about. It's FGO went from being a brutally fair game with its gacha. It made all of its money from its gacha, and we all knew it. And its gacha rates sucked, but we defended it because the system itself was fair. When the coin system came into play and started incentivizing rolling for higher quantities, the system was no longer fair. And that's kind of why I pointed that out. But, and again, just to be clear here, the reason I drew that line in the sand with other content creators, there were a ton of other content creators that tried to milk that for content. And I don't mean like making guides and stuff on it. I'm talking like people that very purposefully were flaunting the fact that they were rolling over NP5 just to get attention and views. That never should have been a thing. That was us as content creators failing the community. And I say this as somebody that, unfortunately, I did do it once. And I regretted it. And I wish that I had not done it. Like, almost immediately. So, it's one of those deals of, like, yeah, I understand, at least to some degree, why people have skepticism sometimes when it comes to the FGO content creators. Because of shit like that. Like, that is just a stupid stance that none of us should have ever held. None of us. And I am saying it as a collective, including myself into it. Even though, again, I was pretty much a big proponent of not doing it. It just was one of those things of like, yeah, you kind of expect that there's always going to be some people that are trying to promote this crap. Okay. Just, sorry, I keep getting like distracted in the middle of here. So I can go ahead and grab my Hellfires there. Still need another 600 for this. Still need a little bit more to finish this off. So definitely something I got to do. I did not roll at all in this event, so that's partially where I'm at. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do at least 3. I'm probably, yeah. Oh, ooh, really? I'm actually, oh, because the shit. I was worried this was going to happen. I mean, that does leave Morgan up for grailing right here, but let's see. Yeah, we still don't have the Aniplex Online stuff for NA, and that's also a travesty. I will officially start to call them out if they haven't done it. I do know for a fact that the lack of NA having the website was in fact brought up to the Aniplex of America staff. And I know this because I had people at one of the conventions that I asked to ask them directly, and they did ask and did get a response. I'm not going to reveal what that response is. But I am going to say there has been plenty of time to, quote, set up a website if they don't have it at this point, they deserve to be kind of called out for just simply not communicating on the issue. That's my stance on it. Like, they have until anniversary on that one. Coin-wise, 4 stars are also fucked. You need way too many post and P5 copies. I always love the way you guys phrase this, because you guys go like, also fucked. Chat. Every single rarity is fucked. It's not a 4-star argument. 5 stars are fucked. So you know 4 stars are fucked. That's your litmus test. If their biggest, most revenue-generating thing has a problem with the way the coin system is designed, naturally the less revenue-generating ones are also going to have problems. It just is what it is. Hunting quests are so annoying for that. Oh, it's fine. I literally need to figure out what to do with my embers. And that's kind of where I'm at the point. Let's see. If I remember correctly, Tucson said there will be no new coin systems. I don't believe he ever explicitly stated that, but I think it's easy to assume that there will not be. This is coming from my Zenobia experience. I know. And the only reason why I like point this out to you guys is I do feel like some of you guys try to make a big deal about 4 stars, when the reality is the system is still just like, they have addressed 95% of the issues with the system. The number one issue with the system is that there's no farmable coins. There's no way to get coins beyond rolling, really. They're just like, oh, we'll give you the more coins from bonding, and that has a finite cap, and it is what it is. Yeah, people have been asking for universal coins. It's been one of the things I pointed out that they could use as a solution to the issue. Yeah, I'm kind of at this point, and it's really funny because I'm sitting here and it's like, my whole gimmick here is the Artorias. I technically took a brief swing over to Okita when the game kind of first started, because she was my first SSR. And then lately here, I was like, no, Draco is too good to not do. Otherwise, everybody else in this account that is grailed is an Artoria. And yes, chat, there is one other exception. We're not going to mention that because it was a mistake. But I'm kind of like, man, who do I go for 120 on next? I know from thinking back to like the grand fights and stuff that like this is a very good one. But I'm debating. Do I just go pure, raw, unadulterated greed? Because this is pure, raw, unadulterated greed. This is, wow, that's a really good gameplay choice. And I'm just kind of like caught between these two options and doing the option that is arguably the best for like the account. Yeah. Gray, I already have a 120 MHX, so I have my assassin covered. Like, this isn't really an issue of like covering my bases for grand coverage. It would be more if I wanted somebody that's actually like a candidate. I think it's time, chat. been a long time coming. The 3-star story lock servants. Yeah, I mean, I feel for people if you have like a story lock or a really rare character and it's not easy to get coins for them. I think this is where I've said it's kind of stupid the way that they have handled things. I think at the end of the day, they actually need to like just get off their ass and do something that will be good for the game and gain the goodwill back. Because I was talking about this literally yesterday on stream, but I feel like the coin system lost the developers a lot of goodwill that they will probably never get back, because unfortunately they burnt the community hard with that. They lost that idea of being the good guy devs that actually cared for the community, and instead replaced it with they are money grubbing and they only care about the profitability of the game. I don't truly believe that's the case, but I do believe that the criticisms are at least somewhat warranted due to their actions. And I think it was probably forced upon the devs by like Aniplex and Sony. But at the end of the day, it just is what it is, and we are left with the end result. So the devs are the ones that we can kind of blame, because we don't really know who else to blame. And it's one of the things I've talked to you guys about at length over time with FGO, is that like other than like the actual like single staff, we have no idea who to blame. There's like no names really connected with FGO directly and stuff like that. Like we can sit there and say it's like, oh, maybe it's Yoshinori Ono that's in charge, and that's kind of the highest up the food chain we can go, or we can try to like blame everything on Nasu. It's just at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like we don't need to be sitting here playing a blame game. So the point is that the players should be able to demand accountability and fairness a little bit with how the game is run. Well, level 120 Jalter, it's certainly a possibility. Like, I will eventually get around to all the saber faces. I am targeting the Artorias first and foremost. I think Draco is the one allowance I'm going to give myself, purely because I know how ridiculously effective a 120 Draco is. Because I have one on JP. Is there still goodwill towards devs? I still have a little bit of some. I still have appreciation for the body of work that the devs have done for this game. Maybe I'm rare in that regard. I don't know. But I do like the devs. I do still think that they make a quality game and quality stories to go into their game. That being said, some of the business decisions revolving around the game, I think I can kind of just say are just bad. And I feel like we're just being managed rather than the game is actively being developed and improved. I barely have any left coin situations soured me, and JP has had the worst year pacing-wise so far. Yeah. And I know a lot of you guys saw the Dexerto article about like how the Japanese players are helping NA reach its goals. They've been helping. I don't know why this is like suddenly breaking news for people. I think it's just, accounts like Dexerto actually latch on to someone saying it and realize that it's a thing. But the JP player base has been helping us out for some time. In the same way that the NA player base helps JP out, with things, because it's effectively a double dip. But I had pointed out, and this has long been my stance, and I know I haven't made friends with the stance, but it's the truth of the matter, chat. And I think, as we look down the stretch, as we look towards the performance of, like, FGO as a game on Twitch, for instance, it used to have a much more vibrant, regular audience. The reason it doesn't, the reason it stopped is because people stopped checking in on the game. And especially with content creators like me that are more American-based and literally got their start on NA, and NA was kind of at its peak when we got popular. It's no doubt in my mind that JP has absolutely just smothered NA at this point. And part of the reason that JP has is because we have players that play on the JP side of things that use translation apps. They constantly blab, they constantly spoil. And this happens even on Twitch. Like, it's not even just unique to like Reddit or Twitter. This happens on Twitch. People will come in and just blurt something out and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Because they truly don't realize. And I don't mean that to say like that they're assholes or something like that. I just mean it in the sense of, I think people don't recognize what they're doing. And I can really only blame the developers at this point for two things. One, the decision to enforce that 2-year gap. I've talked about this at length. I know there's definitely a lot of you out there that would prefer that we keep that 2-year gap because it's so nice for our clairvoyance. And that is the truth. I do agree with that in that regard. However, you have to consider that there is a repercussion for that. The repercussion is that it allows people that are 2 years ahead to spoil you, to ruin the experience for other people, and to instead say, why are you playing on that server? You should come play on this server. That's a problem that the FGO community has had for going on 8 years now. Actually, I'd say 9 years now at this point. But basically, ever since NA started, this has and will continue to be a problem, and it will only get worse over time with the rise of AI and other tools to make stuff like this easier. So that just naturally has been a problem for us. Two is, yes, there is actively translation apps that people just go and sit there and machine translate the JP side of things. This makes it incredibly easy for spoilers to reach the NA player base. I've said it time and time again that the devs actually should go after the people running the app. And I'm not saying this because I like dislike them or something like that. It's just, it is smart business sense for them to do that. It doesn't mean that you should go after, you know, people that are translating. It doesn't mean that you should go after, you know, people that are making guides or like websites for the game. It's just one of those things where, yeah, that particular thing does actually make the accessibility of the information from the JP side of things so easy, as opposed to somebody having to do the hard work to translate it and then post that somewhere. Instead, you now have it easily available at every douchebag's fingertips that just wants to post it to Twitter, or just wants to talk about it on Discord, or just wants to basically post pictures somewhere. This easy access is what truly causes the problem, because we had translations coming from the JP side for years before the translation app was a thing. The difference was you had to go seek those translations out, and there was a general rule about spoiling that everybody kind of obeyed. Ever since it became easy and available to literally the entire community, where there was no barrier, now I see it as spoilers are everywhere, they're prolific, they just end up ruining things for people all the time. So that's where I look at that and I can say that is ultimately the developer's fault, because they allowed that to prosper. They did not end up trying to go after that and say, hey, look, don't use a third-party app on our game. This is also why we have apps now that can play the game for you and stuff like that. Now, I know there's people out there that love it, but ultimately, at the end of the day, all this does, this just erodes the player base. It just erodes the community for the game. I pointed this out years ago to the Reddit people who were actively promoting the game to be auto and like botted and stuff like that. And I said, it's like, this is the fastest way to kill your community. And I think at the time when I said it, they didn't get it. Then I ended up in a roundabout way, not even with the intention of doing that, complaining to somebody else that had a little bit more pull than me, And I noticed how all of a sudden Reddit changed its stance. Because I think it's like they finally, like, the light bulb turned on, and they realized, like, oh yeah, what the fuck are we doing? This is stupid. No wonder our numbers aren't doing so well. Like, so a little bit, I kind of just point these things out to show you guys that, like, the FGO community, especially on the NA side, has been beset from all sides with all of these, like, forces kind of just impeding upon it. So naturally, NA is going to struggle because NA can't defend itself. It is beholden to the decisions of its greater overlord, and literally the 2-year gap being the primary issue. So because of that, there's just not a whole lot that can be done. So we are definitely in a weird spot as a server because obviously, naturally, people kind of have an awareness of what's happening on the JP side of things. I think there is also a general malaise about the community now that Part 2 has ended. Some of those long-standing answers have been answered, and there's less, I should say, less of an issue with people kind of just playing the game casually and checking back when they need to, rather than it being an active and engaged community like it had been for years. I think I've seen that change now over the past year, that there is a lot less active engagement in FGO. So it doesn't mean that people have quit the game. It doesn't mean that people are not playing the game. There's just a lot less activity, if that makes sense. Spoiled on a lot of stuff to the point where I stopped Googling searching for anything FGO related. I ended up not engaging with anything FGO related till I caught up with the story. And even now, I still feel like if I seek anything FGO related, I'll get spoiled. Yeah, it's a sad thing, honestly. I feel like there's too much dead time, but oh no, don't get me wrong. Like, stuff like that does contribute to it, CAG. Like things like the 3-week events and stuff. We've talked about this for years, but it's like the devs have made decisions along the way that have made the game easier to play and easier to play casually, but that definitely has some repercussions, and some of those repercussions are that people do mentally check out. So I think some of this has been a gradual decline. Other parts of it have been, hey, this is just them reaping what they sowed years and years and years ago, and they never kind of tried to do anything to upend that. Was a massive mistake that killed so much engagement, IMO. I think it gained them a lot of engagement with the actual finale. But I do agree that I believe that once the finale happened, then the engagement fell off a cliff. At least for a bit. I think that's what I'm saying. I still feel like whenever we get like new stuff on JP, people are still showing up. People are still interested. Like, we're going to get a new event here, and there's going to be a lot of like news and things popping off. And then we'll get anniversary, and the same thing will happen. Like, but in the interim, the game dies. So where the game's like player count would have probably been something like this in the past, the game's player count is now like this in the past, or now like this going forward. So you can see the decline is so steep and so immediate afterwards. And how do I know what this looks like? Because this is exactly what it looks like for games like Genshin and stuff. I've seen this time and time again, that this is the way that the player engagement goes with like new patch cycles and stuff. Players play it, they kind of are done with it, and then they just kind of go into hibernation until the next thing. It's kind of insane a game as big as FGO has as poorly planned out a rollout of updates as it has. I think the devs have a plan. I think they plan things ahead of time. I think they truly are skeleton crew, though, at times, and therein just lies their problem. And I've said that before, that, like, for whatever the reason is, there's not enough people to pump out the updates as they used to be. And, you know, people sit there and say, it's like, oh, it's because the updates have gotten so much more grandiose in their capability. It's like, well, that does make sense, at least when you think about the game, you know, becoming more popular over time, having more players, making more money. Naturally, the updates would get better over time. What I think is crazy is the game started to make more money, the updates became better, but they didn't hire more people. And it's like you can't have that, which tells me that, like, a little bit like the parent companies like Sony and Aniplex have been just milking it. They're not budgeting reinvestment into the game as they should. And I do believe that eventually the game will kind of taper off because of that, unless they announce a part 3 and start actively, like, going back into development. That's Destiny 2. Yeah, a little bit. Like, kind of a shotgun being loaded. Yeah, Destiny 2, people should study that as a, like, what not to do. It's been so wild, I think, now, as a fan of video games that has been, at equal parts a, like, massive, like, hardcore game player, looking into going into game dev myself, and actively pursuing that, and then kind of coming back being a content creator that covers games, and just watching gaming overall, and seeing just the sheer, like, amount of, like, greed and squandering that has occurred in the industry, especially over the past 10 years, I would say. It has been awful. Night's going pretty well. Hello, Khalil. How goes the sweet trade sweatshop grind? I'm doing okay. I still gotta do some stuff, so if we have to, we'll probably, like, pop an apple or something here tonight just to get stuff done. Because you can see, I still have... Honestly, the thing I probably need the most of is gold. Like, nobody rolled in this event, and I can tell, because barely anybody has a gold C equipped to, like, any of their primary supports. And I'm not even, like, filtering for MLB or anything. Heaven forbid, I don't think I've ever seen an MLB gold on this event yet. Destiny let politics infest its devs and story. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of devs did. Like, and you guys know I don't really like to get political on the channel or something, but I saw someone post it. Where was it? Let me see if I can find it real quick. But it was basically people saying, like, remember the devs asked for this, because they were responding to the rumors that Microsoft is about to have a massive, like, apocalyptic amount of layoffs, which I don't wish on anybody, right? But they were pointing out that and, like, contrasting it with what's the freaking developer conference that happens now? Is it Gamescom? I don't remember, but, like, GDC. Yeah, I think it is. GDC, basically, where they posted a couple years ago about, like, having to end, like, straight white males' dominance in gaming and stuff like that. And it's like, a little bit, it's like, yeah, they asked for that. It's like, and I'm not saying, like, every gamer is a straight white male. I know this to not be the case, but naturally there is a huge amount of people like that in gaming, right? It would be like going to, I don't know, like any number of functions where you would see I'm not gonna say like a stereotype, but at least a massive amount of a certain type of people, and then disparaging that type of person, right? you will naturally be unpopular, you will naturally be hated on by people, and you will naturally be ousted from whatever that event was. So now imagine going to GDC and saying that you need to get rid of like straight white men in gaming. And then imagine all the straight white men that buy video games. And now imagine that they hear you say that and they don't want to buy your game. It's not shocking to me. Like, it's just stupid. Why would you sit there and disparage people? Like, you know what that is going to do. So it's one of those deals where it's like, on one hand, I feel bad for anybody that loses their job in layoffs. But on the other hand, I have to feel like there is definitely like a political mentality that has invaded video gaming that just doesn't need to be there. There doesn't need to be like that stuff infecting how a game gets made. So I look at that and I go like, yeah, it's inevitable. I do kind of agree with that statement. It's like, I don't wish for people to get fired, but if they act this way, of course they're going to get fired. It's common sense to me. First I'm hearing about this about the Destiny devs. Oh, I don't know that this is specific about the Destiny devs. The Destiny devs have their own sets of problems, but I'm talking just gaming in general. Okay, chat, I have to do the CQ, and I have no idea what the CQ is. Someone told me it was hard. I'm sure I did it on JP, I just don't remember it. Let's take a look at it. Hard? No? Oh, okay. Hibiki and Chikagi, Fujino, and Daiko Kuten. And then whatever the heck that is. Oh, King Hassan. Fuck me. Space Arish or Cindy alt? When you say Cindy alt, are you asking Cinderella? Like Cinderelli? Because I'm not sure what the comparison is there. The problem is that devs are making their politics the whole identity of a game. Yeah, and I agree with this. I've said this before. It's like, I don't really care what side of the political spectrum you're on. It probably shouldn't be something that you're designing the game with that philosophy of. Like, games should be designed as more of a committee, not to like push an agenda. It should be made for more people, not made to like, I don't know, like suit one group, but then, you know, get another group out. Like, it's the same way. It's like, you know, you see people all the time and are like, oh god, a female lead in gaming. And then people will criticize that and be like, oh, people are misogynistic. And I'm like, both these sides of the argument are stupid. Like, people sitting there saying like, oh, it's a female are stupid. Similarly, people sitting there going like, oh, that's all these gamers are also stupid. Like, there are plenty of games that I've played with a female lead. I have no problem playing them. They're fun. They're great. They're engaging. It's not a problem. I will say, I do understand the side that complains about it, some, but only from the stance of there's definitely some, like, really bad, like, forced main characters at points. And I view it more as that, not like anti-female, but more like sometimes there's bad protagonists. And that could be male, that could be female, that could be any number of things. So I look at it as that, as like, yeah, if your protagonist is bad, then it is kind of a groaner. Nikkei Cinderella? I have no idea. I don't play Nikkei, so... They'll buff your servant for you. I mean, can I just, like, 3-turn with Morgan, Double Coin, Sonoji, and Oberon? I'm Morgan Strong, though. Yeah, well, I was gonna ask, can I do it with, like, Musashi Berserker or something. I'm literally Metroid's biggest fan, for instance. Yeah, and they'll be like, okay, but the only reason you like Samus Aran is that she's sexualized, and it's like, people didn't even know Samus was a girl until she took the helmet off. Nobody cared. A female lead does not automatically give the game a pass to be boring or unfun. Right. In the same way that it does not automatically make the game boring or unfun. You're oversaturated with female leads, and I've been kind of wanting more male lead games. Yes, I do agree with that. Like, and that's where I can understand some of the complaining. Like, I feel like when we get too lopsided to one direction, that's where the problem is. Yeah, exactly. Like people calling Link a twink. Link is not a twink. Anyone that says that Link is a twink is revealing their true mental state. Ugly female lead equal instant red flags for me. I do kind of agree with that because at this point it's such a thing. The first Descendant has sexy women and is doing bad. Yeah, and I've heard that it's not doing great, and I assume it's just because, again, the game is not being managed well. So in the same way, it's like the reverse is not always true. You can't just put hot women in your game and expect it to carry the game. It's almost like the one thing that holds true, that holds constant across all of gaming is make a good and fun game. And when you do that, you will profit. It's shocking. I know. Please go back and play Ghost of Yotai. Well, I played Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Yotai, I can't seem to find fun, and it's weird. But I think it's because they did change the formula up. Like, even when that game comes out on PC, I will be able to mod it. And if I were to mod it to make the main character hotter, I think I would still just be annoyed by the main character's attitude. She's just kind of bitchy. And nobody likes that. A lost art, yeah. All right, fuck it, chat. What are we doing? I guess I'll just go ahead and do it to it, laws. That increased damage? No. It's just increasing points. Yoink. Actually, it probably doesn't matter. But actually, if it's 3 turnable, I'll do it this way. Just gonna put Castoria Berserker back there. skip redeem. Man. Played Horizon Zero Dawn at the moment. I love the game. I tried playing Zero Dawn. I liked the premise of the game. I hated the aiming in that game, at least with controller. I have no idea if it's better on PC. Actually, I think I own it on PC. I think someone gifted it to me. New 007 game. I've heard, and chat, you guys would have to tell me. I don't know, like, have any of you guys played the new 007 game? But I have at least heard that the new 007 game's gameplay is just not as good as the Hitman games. And that there are points that the game literally plays itself. So that makes me sad, because I really was hoping that we would get, like, a new game. I'm gonna get nuked. So was I supposed to nuke Daiko Kuten to begin with, chat? Smashed the rat and got it out of the way. Yeah. Nothing's top GoldenEye on the N64. Nothing has. People are always still chasing it. It's so sad because at least I didn't like that the new Perfect Dark game was not a like remake of the old Perfect Dark game, but it at least seemed like it was going to be interesting. I still think they're a really cool character with really awesome designs, and they just did not handle the gameplay of this well. Also, am I dead? Okay. What the fuck went on there? Defensive buff strip? God damn it. Yeah, I may need to back out then and kill the rats if the rats are giving them the additional charge. Any opinions on GTA price point reveal? You guys know how I felt about GTA for a while. I've said it numerous times that basically unless GTA is gifted to me by you guys, I will probably hold off because I'm not going to buy the game on PC and on console. So to me, it's kind of stupid. Now, that being said, looking at what they're doing, I don't like it for obvious reasons, right? Like, I think when I don't really have a solution to this, so I think we back out. I think when I look at what they've done, the fact that I think this is how it went, chat. They basically said it's $80 because we know there will be an uproar if we price it at $100. So instead, it's $80 for the base game and 100 for the, like, what is it, the Ultimate Edition? But the Ultimate Edition includes cut content and is basically day one DLC. I know it's difficult to say this, but you guys should not support a game like that. That is scummy as shit. And if this were any game other than Grand Theft Auto, everybody and their brother would be up in arms laughing at it and saying they were not going to buy it. It is only because it's Grand Theft Auto that people are going along with it. So that's why I said it's like, unless you guys like pony up and get me the game because you want to see me play it, I'm fine waiting. I've waited, you know, God knows how long already. I don't need to like have it the day it's released. How strong was your Son OG and how much did you buff him, Jay? I'm just trying to think about killing the rats first. No, there's apparently a subscription. They're what they want is a subscription to the game, basically. I might be the one and only person hoping that they drop the ball with the game and it ends up being bad. I don't want the game to be bad, but I am suspect that it might be bad. The hidden $8, yeah. Railed to 90? I think I can just do this. Let me see if I can just do it. Why did I have Ox Demon King on? I don't even remember. Oh, wait, no, it's on my farming comp because I literally don't need points anymore. Whatever. I guess I can put Castoria's Bonsi on. And she killed rats, yeah. Show them that they can't get away with shit like this. Yeah, and I think this is the problem too, chat. I look at the way that this game is, and everyone's like, well, it's worth it. We'll pay it just this one time. The problem is you're gatewaying every other company like Ubisoft, EA, you name it. They're all looking to see how Grand Theft Auto gets away with this. Even Nintendo. So they feel like if Grand Theft Auto can get away with this, they can too. Which is laughable because there's just not a freaking chance in hell that they're going to be able to get away with it. This only is working because it's Grand Theft Auto. And that's why I was pointing it out. It's like, if this news came out about any other game, they would be getting laughed right the fuck out of business right now. Nintendo started this and everyone running. Yeah, to a degree. I think Microsoft got stupid and thought they could do it too. Which, man, if I were the devs for what was the one game that they really tried it with? The space RPG game, chat. Outer Worlds, yeah. If I were the devs for Outer Worlds, I would be so fucking pissed at them because the price point killed their game. No, not Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is a good game. I think we do this now. It's that charge up that's a problem. I think that's the turn where I need to not press buttons or something. Or I just need to mix in buff strip. Skills give them charge, yeah. As long as King Hassan doesn't random death proc me, I'm good. It's when King Hassan does random death proc me that I'm in trouble. Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you gonna do? Charge again? Truly, I just need the twins dead. Once they're dead, then I'm good. Supposed to relate the death proc in my case. Nice. But yeah, this one wasn't hard. At least not when I have, you know, again, an NP5, right? Like, I could see this would be a lot harder if you can't just blitz the bars. But it doesn't matter. So yeah, that was a pretty easy one. Now we just have to try to get the farming under control. Which, like I said, so chat, if you guys have an MLB gold, please put it up on support. I doubt you do, but if you have even just a normal gold, please put it up on support because that's what I'm going to be sitting here doing for a little bit. 90 plus big stinky, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I gotta do what I gotta do. Part of it's because I also made Blapples at points during the event, because, like, there were definitely a couple nights, like, there was at least 3 times during this event that I had to just make blue apples and go to bed because I was up so freaking late from doing something else. Didn't pull enough for MLB? Yeah, it's all good. This note is so ass. It really is. And it's funny because I remember people being like, oh, just do it with Tiamat. And I'm like, that doesn't just solve the node, unfortunately. I've actually had the best luck still with my Cuckoo, which is how it worked for me on JP as well. No, what? No, I just want the CE. God damn it. Yeah, I don't even have anything else to equip. Is there a 5-star I wish to bond? Let's think about my grands. So, Saber, Archer, Lancer. Where's Rider? Rider. Caster. Assassin. Berserker. Yeah, so she's already 10. Extra 1 is Bunny. And extra 2 is in my checks. Yeah, so I'm good. I'm good on all of my grands for an honestly, it's gonna be Okitan, because I feel like I never get to bond Okitan. The Animaniacs version of the song. Oh god. 90 plus plus for the desert materials, to be honest. Keeping those coming in the mats, the reward is nice. I mean, I just basically come in to the node, and unfortunately, sometimes this node can be a 4-turn for me, but usually it's not. And you guys will see how I handle it. Unfortunately, I just did a big, bad dumb. And by that I mean I started her out with a Black Grail, which is very bad. Very, very bad. Also, I did not make this a crit, so I probably have to scuff it. We'll see. Maybe the Black Grail pushed me over. But I doubt. Oh, wow, it actually did. Huh. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna have to try to crit this to death, which is very bad. Okay, it should be doable. Problem is now I don't have very many stars. So this will work, but only because I got lucky with the card distribution. So I fucked up. Like, full transparency here. I did not do what I was supposed to do. I didn't take the right seed to the node. I did not manage it properly. The Cuckoo Clan Knock and Oberon comp here? Yeah. Okay, let me back out. Because that needs to be changed. You would use Kayan's NP? I could. See, you can see each run is only getting me a couple. And it's pretty bad. I feel like what I need is I need an actual, like, straight up, like gold node. But I don't know if it's increased efficiency or not. Alright, you get out of here. Give me. There, that should make it a little bit more doable. Why did they do the hunting quest now? This would have been a perfect thing to do during the anniversary. I think they knew to squeeze you because not very many people rolled here, right? Well, that's the thing. When not very many people roll, that means they're not going to be done with the event early. If you're not done with the event early, it's the perfect time to run it. And I've said this time and time again that is my problem with the NA crew. Their scheduling is clearly done to like piss us off. This could be dangerous. But like it's done to deprive us rather than to make us happy. And I feel like that's just the entirely wrong way of handling NA schedule. Because they do this time and time again. It's not like this is anything new. Okay, so no crit, and then a crit. 90% was actually a crit for once, chat. Thankfully, if you do get a double buster there, you only need the one cuckoo thing here. The problem is I will have no cuckoo cards for turn 3. So this probably isn't a clean kill. The crit actually did its job, yeah. But yeah, that's why. I truly believe they sneak it in basically just to fuck with us. To accelerate it because they know we're not going to be able to take advantage of it. Because I don't believe they want us taking advantage of it. They do the same thing with like half-cost embers all the time. And it's done under the guise of like, oh, well, you need to do this. And it's like, no, we really don't actually. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I shouldn't, but like I said, this will basically just not kill. And it's unfortunate, but it's just bad card draw. But yeah. I wish that they didn't have such an approach. Oh, it actually did kill. Holy crap. Go me. Yeah, I do it the 3 times. Oh, look at that, Void. Thank you. Yeah, every once in a while, some of you guys get like an MLBC, and I'm not calling Void out for this because I didn't actually see if he did this or not, but every once in a while I've noticed like people get an MLB and then they slap it on their non-support character. Like it's their friend support, but it's not a support unit. And I always question why that's a thing. And then you look at their support unit and it's like unequipped, and you're like, huh? And I can only assume that like either someone requested it to be on a different unit or something like that. Because I look at it as like, this makes no sense to me. Like, you would be getting so much more FP if you just put it on the unit that everyone wants to take. You don't want to shoot with an MLB drop seat? No, I don't. We just want to be dumb. I get it. Yeah, we could play some summer songs if you guys want. It is certainly hot enough. I don't know how hot it is where you guys are, but it has been scorching in Florida lately. Way too hot? Yeah. Gonna be over 100. Oof. 109. Yep. Do you think they missed an opportunity to give us a 5-star Otohime Kiyohime? I mean, they certainly could have. Would it have sold? Maybe. It might have sold better than Hibiki and what is it, Chika, I think is the name. But I like, to me that's not a big deal. The humidity is killing me. Mm-hmm. Chikagi, thank you. I feel like the costume works best. I mean, yeah, I'm not upset about like getting the costume, right? Like it saves you having to like try to roll on a new character. Okay, so this is one of those times, chat, where this is going to be a 4-turn because I just don't have the cards necessary to kill the Space Oni here. Now, I could obviously like slot in somebody else to kill the Space Oni. I just haven't. I haven't bothered trying to like figure it out. It's like being inside an oven. Yeah. I feel like every time I roll up my garage door that I'm like in Dune. Like I'm on Arrakis. The garage door goes up and you feel the heat coming in and you're just like, oh. There we go. Am I doing anything fun for 4th of July? We're probably going to grill out. We're going to be over at my parents', and then Kiki's mom is actually going to be coming in Sunday. So we'll be having at least some quality family time. But otherwise, and I say this earnestly, that like at this point our free time is pretty much constantly like cleaning and doing chores and like unpacking and stuff. It is constant at this point, such that like sometimes we do take a little bit of free time to just relax, and it feels like we're cheating because we probably shouldn't be, but it is what it is. Like the human body has to relax. We have to have that time. Standing on feels like an oven at work. It just feels awful. Yeah. I'm gonna be getting a gorilla. Huh? Okay, let's pray to God that this is strong enough to kill. Really hot when cleaning restrooms. Ugh. Yeah. I can't imagine, like, cleaning an outdoor restroom in the summer or something. That would just be awful. Sorry, I was asking her to close the door because there was something playing in the background that, like, even I could hear with my headset on. I was like, oh, I bet you guys could hear that too. But yeah, unfortunately, this is just the nature of this event. I remember this kind of happening on JP as well. I just had to, like, sit down and grind at the end, and to me, it's a sign that, like, the event was not properly tuned, but it's also just because truly we did not roll and nobody else rolled, so therefore we're all just stuck and not using MLBCs. Like normally even when you don't roll as a player, somebody else does. And so it's good still. But this is one of those situations where nobody rolled, and so we're all kind of in the same shit boat. Usually somebody does, but timing, yeah, the timing here is pretty awful. We have both anniversaries coming up. JP's got a new event tomorrow. I don't think this is a summer song, but sure. My friend wanted to do a multi, so I was like, sure. I got her, honestly, Tiamat. Damn. I'll be able to keep the sweets trade going for a full week after the event node shut down. I don't think you can start new ones after the event shuts down. I don't remember. I think you can still claim them, but I don't think you can start new ones. Got my second USO in 9 years, Cat. Are you proud? 8 to go. So based off that rate, that's about 4.5 years every USO, right? So let's see. Times 8, so it's going to take you another 36 years. You're on a great pace. You'll eventually be able to redeem those. You just got to wait until 2062 and you'll be fine. Game Noom seems to imply you can't restock. Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like that's the case, though. Oh, there you go. No cards again. Want to speculate who'll be this year's Summer Servants? No. Unfortunately, they kind of made it unfun to speculate. Because there's no telling. It could be anyone. So it's like there used to be rules, right? But now they're just pulling in anyone. So it's like your guess is as good as mine, guys. I can obviously look through and look at who doesn't have one and guesstimate based off of that. And I'll probably get some of them right. But I will still naturally get some of them wrong. And the rest more current, yeah. Summer Cuckoo this year for sure. And I see people asking for like Summer Koyan and stuff. I mean, really, unless you're just a brand freaking new servant, you're not off limits. And even then, if you're a servant that's not even implemented, then you're not off limits. Based off what we know about the game at this point. Theme has been summer school theme. If you're talking about like the stuff that they've revealed for anniversary, that probably has no bearing. Seal's already had a summer version. Her original version is a summer version. Which is kind of exactly my point. Granted, technically, having a summer version already is not precluding you from having a version here. So, I don't frickin' know, man. Your guess is as good as mine, like I said. I don't remember if he's man attribute or not. What is this video? Seal counters your unless you're an unseen servant? No, I literally disclaimed it by saying unless you've completely never been in the game, then you are more likely. So it's like, it just is what it is. Voyager should be start. Right, yes, thank you. Will my next FGO roll? Probably at anniversary. At minimum, I will be doing the GSSRs. Summer Airish, I still need to think about Summer Airish. I have the courts to be able to get her. So that's not a problem. Archetype Earth is the exception since she gets another version. Yeah. Well, no, still not an exception. She wasn't in the game at the time. They've just added another one since. Yeah, I should be rolling Seal and double XA. Take a summer Toko, please and thank you. Dude, that wouldn't even surprise me. Like, would that surprise any of you? Like, obviously people would be hyped for it and people would love it, but would it actually surprise you? Like, at this point, it would be more of a trend than anything. Annie saying courts will help me net OG comma, and then it's saving for Lilith. Yeah. This 90 plus plus annoyed me so much. It just is not a good one. I will agree with that. I'm kind of the opinion of it might be worth stepping down just for the speed argument at this point, because it's taking so long to do this node. But just roll it on Erish or USO her. It'll be more focused on rolling Seal. Do I still have a USO chat? I don't think I do. I think I used it. That's a bad draw. 90%. You get currency for a premium unit. I mean, I've heard people ask for this before. There's no way they do it without changing the amount of currency they give out. Like, if you look at all those other games, they give out way less currency than FGO does. And I've seen people try to, like, compare this before, but they naturally have to be, like, purposefully leaving out certain parts of FGO in order to come up with the number to make it look like the other game is somehow more generous. At least of the major ones. Like, there's definitely smaller games, I think, that are even more generous than FGO. But FGO has always been very good about giving out currency if you're actively playing the game. The problem is, naturally, is like, yeah, you don't have those other systems for acting as like a safety net. There's an official Summer Koyan art. Oh no, that means you're not getting her. That's unfortunate, Strom. That's a sign. Like, the fact that they chose her and put her in means you're not getting one. I assume that Dokkan still makes money, though, so I assume that then the presentation of the argument is where the duplicity is here. And don't take this the wrong way, JC, but it means that what I'm saying is that you're presenting it as if it's the same as those other systems, and it can't be, naturally. Like, there has to be a catch there somewhere, otherwise they're just giving away all of their units. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Now I'm gonna have problems. Curse the devs with a Mekon ritual every day if we do not. Cena getting art means the rules mean that you aren't getting it? Exactly, Ahado. You understand. There are no rules. Therefore, there are rules. But therein lies the problem, right? Like, it definitely doesn't, like, 100% preclude it, but it's just, I've noticed that over time, if they start putting units in, like, promotional material and stuff, they don't use them elsewhere. I think the exception for that is obviously, like, the Famitsu article where they're previewing the summer units. Feels like I'm the only person to roll on Isara. Hey, it is what it is. I don't think they're a bad unit. I just think, like, in comparison to units like Tiamat and stuff, they don't hold up too well at this point. And that just is what that is. The art in question? Yeah, give me a second, I'll look. Yeah. I mean, like, at minimum, I'm just straight up going to tell you that, like, if this was a promotion done for something else, that this will not be how she looks when you get her in game. Like, at minimum, that's what that means. That they will not use the exact same design, because they've done stuff like that before. So I lose one of the Buster buffs here, which is unfortunate, but I should be good otherwise. Because I have a chain. Joker is weird because they have units that come out every 2 weeks, so they have to be a little bit generous. Right, and that's kind of what I was saying, is like, whenever we get into, like, arguments like this and someone starts presenting it, it's kind of, like, presented in a way where it's meant to, like, one-up my point, but I counter them by pointing out that they have to almost be misrepresenting the argument. Because it's the truth, right? Like, there's no way that Dokkan just gives away all of their units and doesn't make money. These games are in the business of making money. So naturally, that's something where it's like, there has to be a catch there that you're not telling me. And I know that sounds awful, but this is sort of the crux of having like internet arguments with people for years as a content creator. You learn how to like spot that someone's leaving out crucial details. And I'm not saying like you guys are doing it on purpose to be assholes. In some cases, it's just done like purely for the sake of having the conversation, right? Like, and it just is what it is. But I've learned it's like, okay, there's got to be a catch there. Why am I not seeing what the catch is? And it's probably because it just was left out. But also, it's something like I can't say because I haven't played the game, right? Because I'm not someone that has played Dokkan, I truly don't know. Like, at least when people have brought this up with stuff like HSR or Genshin, it's like I've at least tried those games out, so I have a rudimentary understanding of the way that they work. Power creep and obnoxiously big-ass skill descriptions? Why are you just describing FGO? Or, Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Dokkan also has by far the worst power creep of all time. The worst power creep that I have ever heard is Fire Emblem Heroes. Whether or not Dokkan stacks up to that or is worse than it, I don't know. But that's the one that I've heard that people, at least back in the day, used to like universally say was the worst. So if Dokkan's worse than it now, that's interesting. And to be fair, I do think that FGO has gotten worse with power creep. I think now here it has slowed down a little bit, thankfully. But it definitely got to a point where we're all like, bro, what are you doing? What you're saying is Lad's CAD stream? Wait, what is Lad's? FGO is okay with its descriptions. Counterpoint, Summer Kiara. Tamamo disagrees on recent power keep smudge. To be fair, Strom, every new unit that comes out that does any sort of buffing, people complain about that somehow it's power creeping Tamamo. Just saying. If someone else brings up this fact, I would maybe agree. But when it's you bringing up this fact, I have to kind of point that out. This is like people calling me out for calling out Melisson time and time again and using her as an example. It's like, yeah, I know I was. So I do get it. I do understand. Do I have enough to do all 600? I do. We'll go until I get the Evil Bones done. Then the only thing I will truly need is my evocation leaves. Which, need is a strong term. That's all Tammy fans have. Don't take it away from them. Okay, now hold on. What, Tammy fans, what would you prefer? Would you prefer no buff so you can continue to complain? Or a buff that makes you, like, her better, but it still doesn't power creep anyone? No, that was not one of the choices, Omar. Like, it's a good buff. It's just not going to make her better than, like, the meta supports. So you have to choose between, your favorite unit gets better but still isn't the best, or being able to mauled. And I kind of want to know what you guys prefer. What kind of buff could they give her? And we've talked about this before. The buff is logically going to go to her second skill. Unless they do like a second buff to something. Same for Cat and Tomalancer. I do agree with that. I've said this before. I give you guys shit because you guys bring it up so often, but I truly do like. I am honest when it comes to like whether or not I think units need buffs and how I think they should be buffed. You guys know that. I'm always pretty fair about that. And I can't really argue that like the Tamamos don't need it. They do. So you're saying the buff can make her on par with meta? No. I'm saying it will not make her on par. The choice is a buff that does not make her on par but is still a good buff, or being able to be angry. And this is the part where you say, but that's the secret, Cat. I'm always angry. Take the buff but still mauled. It's the perfect crime. Well, then you just look like you're always angry. You did say better? I said it makes Tamamo better. Not that it makes her better than the meta supports. AKA, it makes her better, it doesn't make her the best. She's on the hate list? I don't know about hate list, but... And look, chat, let's be honest, right? Never assume, like, malice where malfeasance is the clearly, like, issue here. So... Look at how they had to apologize for just not doing anything with Arash Kagal for years. That's how you know that there's just a point where they're, like, obtuse. They just truly don't pay attention when they should. Also, 97% feels bad, man. I feel like you're just being pedantic now, Hado. Make a buff that gives attack only to her. DPS Tamamo would mauled some people? Why? Like, I've used DPS Tamamo. That's how I did the beast fight in LB5 on JP. On NA, well, let's be honest, you guys saw how I had to do it on NA. That was the Squirtoria double Janu comp, and that thing went on for forever. But like on JP, I just soloed it with Tamamo. I didn't know Conan had story. Yeah, Conan has story. Have you never, like, talked to any of the NPCs in the game. To be fair, this is part of the problem as somebody that has played the game for like years and just is like meta the shit out of that game. I completely just skip all that stuff now. But it's very much there. You just have to actually like talk to some of the like NPCs that you encounter. They have a new story coming July 21st. Yeah, I posted it. Like it looks good at least. I'm at least happy that they're bringing back repairing legendaries because how I worked with legendaries in Conan was that I would put them on my thralls since they don't degrade when they're in the hands of a thrall. And I would never actively use them myself other than in like sparing moments of like, hey, I really need to like damage someone. So it became this like novelty item, and I don't think that was good for the game. To be fair, you used to be able to repair them. They removed the feature. And it was kind of stupid, in my opinion, that they did. God, I need 400 more gold for that? That's just not happening. So anyways, shop basically done now. There's still 2 more days for me to get stuff out of it, but now I've done the CQ. There's not like nearly as much pressure. What I need to do, however, let's filter this to experience. Let's come on down to the bottom. I have 115 days. That will at least last me some. I'm just kind of doing this to get space. The French version. I installed the mod to put it back in the game, yeah. How about a buff like Khazra drop with the Tamamo 9? I actually think they should do more of that. Like I said before, I'm surprised that there's not like an Artoria specific buff in the game. That there's not like a or even like Knights of the Round specific. It's really weird to me that they haven't done that over time. And I think that's something that they should do more. And now technically Lartoria has that, but I still feel like there's room for them to do more with it. Summer Lalter, maybe? God, I wish. One of the few things that would actually get me to roll on JP at this point. Okay, so how much space do I have? Let me take some of these 5 stacks. Because I'm just trying to free up, like, mailbox space. Because I'm at the point where it's like I haven't rolled anything in a hot second, and I don't have, like, uses for the stuff yet. Huh. Pouring milk into a frozen watermelon and scraping it is a game changer for making instant ice cream. So it basically makes watermelon ice cream. Interesting. Okay. Chat. They have no more excuses for a summer lulter. I think their excuse is literally they're ignorant. And the same thing as like we were talking about, like them forgetting about Tamamos. I think it's just the devs truly do not pay attention to stuff like that. And it is so sad. They absolutely should. Right? Like Mysterious Heroine Y, the savior of Artorias, yeah. We need Kohaku from Tsukihime. There's still characters that they can put into FGO, right? I have no problem with them doing stuff like that. It's kind of crazy to me that after all this time they haven't put some of them in, but I also kind of understand. Actually, let's go back into some Final Fantasy. Switch gears here, chat. Hopefully this doesn't brick the capture card again. Yeah, we're basically done in FGO. There's not anything else we really can do at the moment. So we will just continue with our 12 playthrough. I did do a little bit of grinding at lunch today off stream, which was just getting Ash her third quickening, and now we have the ability to like basically triple quickening on everyone. What was I doing with Pinello? That. Like, now we're pretty much in the phase of filling things out, getting people all of their magics that they need, and just actively trying to make characters as strong as possible, as fast as possible. So what you'll probably see me is you'll probably see me start to bring a lot of people over to this realm of things, because once you start like getting your once you start getting like all of your gear online, you really don't, it doesn't matter. Yeah, like you can see Bosch is already up at like 1.2k, same thing with Balthier, so health-wise we're pretty good. I tried doing some of the... Yeah, I tried doing some of the hunts. Chat, I was getting my ass blasted by them. Like, actually ass blasted. So, I know people were saying like, hey, stop now and start doing like everything you can right here to like level up. But like, holy crap, dude. I have no idea what the level of some of these hunts are. But I truly am just getting obliterated by them. Yeah, like I tried to go into the Garum Scythe waterway and I got nuked. You need the gear to survive? So I guess that's my question is, short of progressing story more, I don't see how I do get it. Like we can go into the Giza Plains and progress more. Wait, what? Get back that key or I'll never be able to look old Dallin in the eye again. It's wobbly white creature that has it. Oh, this is for one of the hunts, I think. But yeah, like I've tried to go into the Zertnan caverns and fight the thing over there. Bro was just one-shotting me. And he was fast, so it was kind of terrifying. It's like, as over-leveled as I think I'm not too over-leveled for these hunts. More efficient ways to farm like higher magics, yeah. Yeah. Alright. We have a party full of people that steal. So this is the rains now in Giza, so everything's a little bit lusher. From Ithuno and Barheim Passage. So, can I go do that? Yeah, and I feel like back in the day when I had my guide and stuff for the game, I did know that, but nowadays, like, I've forgotten a lot of that stuff. Desert Patient? What do I need for that? Oh good, there's Pinello. Who needs gear when you can summon espers to fight for me? Oh, bro, that's just gonna be awful. Oh, right, elementals again. I forgot they're a thing here. Okay. No upgrade. So, Danthro is where, though? Bro, the constant silence is actually friggin' annoying. Oh my god! Dude! I just thought because it was like level 25 that I'd be able to take it, but no. I guess before I encounter an elemental, next time I need to like actually like buff up. Out of the party he goes. Esther saying you help him by doing the flowering cactoid quest. Okay. Am I going? I've had about enough of you. Okay, we at least got 3 3-star ones. It's still crazy to me that all of this is in-engine and not pre-recorded. Oh my god. 4 3-stars. I love that this is Shiva's like diamond dust from 10.
It ends now. Tremble!
I never miss.
Damn it, I missed the mischarge. MP shop, etc. should be reset? Yes.
Please.
Fuck! I missed it. Oh well. Ooh, whiteout. If only that actually did deal elemental damage. My god! It's still alive! My god, dude, 28 HP. I should not have to do this. Elementals are hard, and I knew it was going to be hard.
No holding back.
I just did not expect it to live. Also, this might be a failure. I may get nothing out of this. Oh, thank God. I got intercession. Now I got something out of it.
Here goes.
Basically, if you don't form some kind of chain, chat, you don't get damage.
I got it.
Which can be bad. I actually really like the whip kick animation because it's a callback to other animes.
Here goes.
That should be Arc Blast at least. It should be 3 2s. There you go. Friend needs a Blitzball. I would love if they brought Blitzball back. I'm sorry. Jesus. Wait. My God, he's blind. Luka goers are bozos. Listen, we'll have to do like a 100% playthrough of 10 now, and I am going to blitzball the ever-loving crap out of you guys, and I apologize for that in advance. Okay. I want out of here. But then I got distracted, and I was like, wait, no, I need to kill. Never apologize for Blitzball. Thank you, chat. I love my community. There are people that would dare defame Blitzball. Yeah, can you imagine if instead of the World Cup, we had like a Blitzball Cup IRL? And like, people were just beating each other up underwater for our enjoyment? And then like, some dude's doing like the Jack Shot Mark 29. Crap, I want to be a Blitzball. No, Steve, don't say that. Okay, so you said the Ester Sand. I would care about that way more, right? Steve just wants to be touched. That's really all it is. Nothing from the bazaar. Okay, so you said Danthro? Where is Sir Danthro? Oh, he's on the northern bank? Can I even get over to the northern bank yet? I don't think I can. I think I'm blocked off until I do Giza. Yeah. The outpost area? But I'm in the outpost area. Like, I can't get to the North Bank Village. At least I don't think. No, you're at the South Bank. I'm so confused. So where are you telling me? Because I don't think I can get across the Nebra. The Nebra. Down, you're going up. You're talking... I need to go to the actual outpost. The Rouge Tomato. Yeah, if you want. Say hi. To them. Okay, so you guys are telling... Oh, Dantro is here. Okay, the village on the south break of the Nebra. Tell them to send someone to relieve me while you're here. Medicine from the flower. Okay. Yeah, can you imagine how fast this would be going if I weren't stealing from them? Wait a minute. How did I get to Nelmina? I mean, I guess I'll save it, but this isn't where I wanted to go. I do not remember what that is at all. Oh, that's how you get to the high waist. Okay. Yeah, I went the wrong way. Now, Chad, imagine how fast we'd be if I weren't lost. I love how these things are basically just free LP at this point. Okay. Now we're back here. Talk to his wife. Some of those needles. So now I have to talk to somebody, I assume, to get them to send. Yeah, I seem to remember having to exit and re-enter. Okay, so she's not here. Okay. Talk to the kid that may be part of it. I guess so. What do you say, boy? I say, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? I get murdered by 3 elementals at the same time? I get attacked by Machina and Albed on my way across the river? Wait, sorry, wrong game. Yes, thank you for the resub, bud. How's it going? Got the big 5-0. I'm doing pretty well. My legs are feeling a lot better after leg day the other day. Oh no, they're dancing in sync. Exactly, Steve. Death by 1,000 needles. Strike a most gentlemanly pose, yes. Mm-hmm. Do the wiggle. Worm fire shot. Nice. Okay, so now I'm north of the river at least. Wait, what was I coming up here for? I needed to do this quest to do things, and I don't remember what the things were. Need the medicine for the patient? Well, these are a lot more my level. Considering they managed to confuse Fran. Oh, he's already doing raise. Okay. But I needed... Why did I need the medicine? Like, I was coming here to do the quest for them, but I don't remember why. Helping the patient. Okay, so what? Now I have to go get the dad back across? I need to make the medicine with life, okay.
Let me show you how it's done. I never miss.
Should be 2 of each now. That's 3 threes. Fuck this dive talon in particular. 3 twos, so I just need another 1. Which Bosch should have the charge for. There you go. That should be a whiteout. Yeah, Bosch's quickenings are nice. And now I just need 1 more 3 for a black hole. We all know that's not gonna happen. Damn it. If that had been a triple, I would have gotten it.
Let me show you how it's done.
Hitting black holes so fucking hard, dude.
Heads up!
Like, I just have to get lucky and get a mischarge to get it. And it's just still probably unlikely. Because the timer's going down every time I get one of these.
I never miss.
Yep. It's so sad. I literally was that 1 mischarge away, and it just didn't give me the right one. And it also cost me time. Oh, luminescence, sorry. This dive talon is fucked. Oh, is it only against this one? I thought I could get them all in. I forgot that's how this works. I'll let it end with just these. Because it's for sure gonna kill. At 3 rank 3s.
believe.
Haha! I got away. Okay. Barely. Listen, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, okay? Sometimes you just gotta run. It is what it is. At least got to gank one of them with a quickening. Some clamshells. 1,000 banks of the river. The more you can bring me, the better. Okay, is there a like actual limit to what I need? Nebrulum. See, I don't even care to go after the loot, because most of the time they're dropping shit like pebbles and, like, 2 gill stones. Over by those crates. Is there more or just the one? I'm only seeing the one. Yeah, I'm gonna treat it as if there's one. I mean, unless you can figure out where the other one is, because I just don't see it. I end up over here by Nalbina again. It's weird. It's like my character just auto paths to it. Cliffs in the broken sands. Oh, okay. North side of the river, ho. Okay. Okay, Fran's out. Get the tippet off of her. Get it onto him. God damn, dude. It is rough going through this area, hilariously enough. Oh no. I don't know why he's aggro, but I don't want to deal with him. I don't even know what I'm looking for here. There's a max of 3? Am I just looking for another mysterious glint? Bro's just out here punching dinosaurs? Listen, he knows what he wants. Like, he's fulfilling his life's goal. Berserker bracers. Oh. Yeah, Auto Berserk is kind of disgusting. diamond helm, though. Hey, yo. I can't even equip it. I lack the license. Oh. Okay, there's one. There. Penelo, what are you attempting to steal from? Like, who gave you permission? This is where decoy is really nice, because it just kind of forces them to target my main character. You're sure there's 3 out here? Because I truly am only finding the one. Ah, shit. Everything will respawn. Oh, I can get to the high waist from here? I forgot about that. Yeah, I am not supposed to be here yet. We can get the teleporter here? Oh, okay, if you want. I was gonna say, like, yes, I could probably sprint to it, but I'm gonna die otherwise. Penelo, stop being a dumb bitch! Jesus Christ! You walked right into 2 Humbabas like a fucking idiot! I don't know how else to phrase that, Penelo! Dumb gone did a dumb! Penelo, stop being an idiot. I can't do it. They're stupid. My God, man. Novus, thank you for the follow. No, that steel gambit is getting me in trouble, dude. That steel gambit is what's making her just like fuck off to try to murder hobo everything in existence. Okay, do you have any idea where the other two are? Oh, I really don't want to take on the Sart. I'm just not leaving this to chance. Saurian's gonna fuck me up otherwise. Hanging edges and stuff? I mean, I feel like I've already done the whole area.
Here goes.
I can try to link it, go for it.
Here goes.
Pinello has 3 bars, only wants to give singles.
I got it.
Well, at least they'll get an Inferno.
I got it.
Okay. Now I can let it end. If I get one more double, I think I get, Luminescence. Sometimes, chat, you have to speak things into being. Is FGO Annie this coming weekend? Yes, it is basically almost always on July 4th. Please die, Saurian. Please don't live. I will be terrified if you live through this. Okay, thank God. Oh, decoy failed. I hate decoy failing so much. Sometimes it is just really persnickety. And that's what happens, then Pinello dies because of it. Please tell me that's enough for the diamond. Thank God. Okay, that's 2. That's 3. So you said there are 3 total, right? I don't know how I missed those the first time, considering I walked right by them. Okay, sweet. Nope! Whew. Just barely. I'm sure Dontro's a pretty swell dude, but I low-key hate his wife. There's no need for this. I expect a full recovery before long. Yeah, okay. How about my payment? Bitch. Against wolves than a fucking T-Rex. Yeah, and then we just casually see One Punch Bang out there going toe-to-toe with the fucking T-Rex. Okay. Pair of magic gloves. So, was the magic gloves actually good? Kinda. Okay, so how hard is it to steal from Ithuno, and am I about to just get way in over my head and die horrifically? Well, I can't get the golden amulet yet. 1% steal. I'm gonna die. It's his only steal, to be fair. Oh, that's fine, then. Assuming I can live long enough to steal it from whatever the fuck it is. Where do I find this Ithuno? The middle-ish path where it splits, yeah. Wait, could I just teleport back into the Barheim? I don't remember that. Maybe now I can, but... A swarm trap? Disease? What? I don't even remember what disease does. Oh. I just don't remember how to cleanse disease. Jesus, game. I just wanted to touch the treasure chest. Unless you have Remedy 3, okay. As soon as level 41, 42, how am I not gonna, like, instantly die to this, then? Like, Protect only gets you so much. Oh my god! Dude! Clearly, I need a bangle. Which somehow Pinello cannot equip. Forgot about Libra, to be honest. I mean, it's fine. Libra's annoying to have to keep recasting. Really, status effects in general in this game are just fucking annoying. I don't think I can take this on. Like, this stuff is just too high level for me. If I maybe had power grind a little bit more, but it just feels like it's a gear issue. So I don't see how I get past these guys, at least at the current point in time. I feel like In my prime, I would have been able to do this. Now, it's like the ability to do so is escaping me. And like, it's just gonna take me sitting down and grinding shit out. Like the diamond helm you got earlier? Yeah, but I'd have to know where each and every specific one is to hunt them down. To do this, like, this far ahead of time, right? Yeah, like, I'll have to, like, sit down and plot all this out. If I want to do this ahead of time. I don't really think it's that necessary. Granted, I could try to just, like, sprint to it. I just don't know that that'll work. It is weird, though, that I've gotten out and all the available stuff just seems like it's too high level for me after I power grind and got way high, like, way far ahead on level. Like, it just, I don't remember that being the case, so maybe Zodiac Age has, like, rebalanced some of the stuff? Because that seems polar opposite to me. But I don't know. Chat, why don't we go ahead and end it here for tonight. I will be streaming for you guys again Friday. It should be a joint stream with Kiki, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And like I said, I should be on Saturday as well for NA's anniversary. So again, hope you guys enjoyed stream tonight. I know we got to touch on FGO, and then I know 12's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's at least interesting to me to figure it all out again and try to go through the paces. It's definitely, as someone put it the other day, a nostalgia trip. So it is what it is. Yep. Let me see if there's anybody on. Mr. Fintos is on. I'm gonna send you guys his way. Go give that man some love, and like I said, I'll be back Friday. Again, if you guys want to know what we're streaming, when we're streaming, get on the Discord. It's the easiest way to keep in touch. You guys can find a link by typing in !Discord or looking below the stream. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. Give Ventos my love. Have a great evening.